We are closely tracking this breaking news. The head of the mercenary Wagner group has ordered troops who were advancing on Moscow to turn around. And the conflict between Russia and Ukraine has been compared with the battle between David and Goliath when it comes to the force, the size of their militaries. After Russia, the next four largest military forces in Europe are all members of NATO. However, they don't have the most troops in the world. That title goes to China. NewsNation's Jorge Ventura joining us live now. Jorge, what can you tell us about the sheer size and the force of these armies?
Hey there, Natasha. When it comes to this private military group, the Wagner Group, they have around 25,000 soldiers at this moment. But earlier this year, according to the UK Ministry of Defense, Wagner was commanding up to 50,000 soldiers in Ukraine, consisting of 10,000 convicts and up to 40,000 volunteers. Now, more than 20,000 soldiers from Wagner were reportedly killed while fighting in Ukraine, which many of them died in the months-long battle in eastern Ukraine. The U.S. has designated the Wagner Group as a transnational criminal organization back in January. The Wagner Group has been accused of war crimes and human rights abuses in multiple countries, including the torture and slaying of prisoners in Syria. They were marching towards Moscow, according to the U.S. Department of Defense. The Wagner Group is supplied with heavy weapons that include air defense, and until now they were actually fighting alongside Russian soldiers in Ukraine and many times sharing weapons that also included tanks. Wagner Group has said they have also purchased weapons from North Korea, but that has yet to be confirmed. Now, earlier today, there was speculation of a potential civil war in Russia. Russia's official military is estimated to be the fifth largest in the world, with roughly 1 million in active personnel. Western officials have estimated that Russia has lost more than 100,000 troops on the battlefield in Ukraine. Now, according to leaked Pentagon documents, there have been as many as 64 American and British special forces inside Ukraine, with a total of 14 American special forces allegedly in Ukraine. There are currently 13 major U.S. military bases in Europe, and according to former NATO Secretary General Anders Rasmussen, some NATO countries may even consider deploying troops to Ukraine if they cannot secure any security guarantees from the United States. Natasha?
All right, Jorge Ventura with that live report. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.